Understood. Yep. Yup. Yup. Nigerian Michelin man. That shit is funny. You need no money though.
No, just a picture of them. It said, what happened to the Jay-Z and Uncle Luke interview? I can't seem to find the video anywhere.
Oh, he done got it scrubbed already. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on, I'm see if I can find it on the record.
So this is basically a video of Jay-Z and Luke sitting together doing an interview while there's two chicks getting down right next to Jay-Z.
And I see day before yesterday, that video was all over X, all over certain platforms. And today, there's only like 3 links where you can find it. That team is scrubbing any and everything off the internet and make it look bad.
Find
Right?
an emergency communication
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Jay-Z, I'm sure he's got. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Dude's a billionaire. So I'm sure he's probably going full force from the beginning with all this stuff.
He's not going to play.
Because he's seen what happened to Diddy. Remember when the allegations came out against Diddy? Any suspect looking video started going viral. Remember Meek Mills, he's calling Meek Mill's daddy?
That's a crazy dude right
there. Yeah.
He said he hired he put $100K up with some private investigators to find out why his name coming up. Man, Young Chop was the first person to say that he was there when Diddy was taking Meek Mill's manhood.
Young Chop?
Young Chop was the first person to say that.
Man.
Pretty Young Chop.
Matter of fact, he's already out now. Think about it.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this.
Not merely peace in our time.
How do you know him?
Peace in all time. I speak of peace because of the new face of war. Total war makes no sense. In an age where great powers can maintain large and relatively invulnerable nuclear forces and refuse to surrender without resort to those forces. It makes no sense in an age where a single nuclear weapon contains almost 10 times the explosive force delivered by all the Allied air forces in the Second World War. It makes no sense in an age when the deadly poisons produced by a nuclear exchange would be carried by wind and water and soil and sea to the far corners of the globe and to generations yet unborn. Today, the expenditure of billions of dollars every year on weapons acquired for the purpose of making sure we never need them is essential to the keeping of peace. But surely the acquisition of such idle stockpiles, which can only destroy and never create, is not the only, much less the most efficient, means of assuring peace. I speak of peace, therefore, as the necessary, rational end of rational men. I realize the pursuit of peace is not as dramatic as the pursuit of war, and frequently the words of the pursuers fall on deaf ears, but we have no more urgent task. Some say that it is useless to speak of peace, or world law, or world disarmament, and that it will be useless until the leaders of the Soviet Union adopt a more enlightened attitude. I hope they do. I believe we can help them do it. But I also believe that we must re-examine our own attitudes as individuals and as a nation, for our attitude is as essential as theirs. And every graduate of this school, every thoughtful citizen who despairs of war and wishes to bring peace should begin by looking inward, by examining his own attitude towards the possibilities of peace, towards the Soviet Union, towards the course of the Cold War, and towards freedom and peace here at home. First, examine our attitude towards peace itself. Too many of us think it is impossible. Too many think it is unreal. But that is a dangerous, defeatist belief. It leads to the conclusion that war is inevitable, that mankind is doomed, that we are gripped by forces we cannot control. I am not referring to the absolute, infinite concept of universal peace and goodwill, of which some fantasies and fanatics dream. I do not deny the values, hopes, and dreams, but we merely invite discouragement and incredulity by making that our only and immediate goal. Let us focus instead on a more practical, more attainable peace, based not on a sudden revolution in human nature, but on a gradual evolution in human institutions, on a series of concrete actions and effective agreements, which are in the interests of all concerned. There is no single simple key to this peace, no grand or magic formula to be adopted by one or two powers. Genuine peace must be the product of many nations.
That brings me to my next question. The NFL. Jay-Z has ties with the NFL. I mean, do you think they're going to cut ties with Jay-Z? Do you think they're going to try to stick it out with him? You know, they've been really, really strict when it comes to, like, abuse. Like, if you're an NFL player and you get accused of beating up a woman, you're on the sidelines, bro. You're not playing football. Like,
Yeah.
they're pretty serious about that.
We've seen what happened with Ray Rice.
They be doing all type of crap. They darn self.
Yeah,
Remember, they sat him right down, bro. He wasn't allowed to play football.
Adrian
Like
Peterson's
they doing,
case was
they righteous and
child
all that.
He took a switch, hit the kid. You know, it's all considered domestic abuse, so they treat it all the same. Now with the Ray Rice situation, you know, I got connections to Teyana Taylor. His girlfriend was upset because she accused Ray Rice of flirting with Teyana Taylor at that event. So instead of her trying to confront Teyana, she confronts Ray Rice. He assaults her on the elevator. He was in the prime of his career. That video comes out, he never played again. So, what tactic does Sean Carter use? Article comes out today. Comes out and says Jay-Z plans to sit down with his wife, Beyonce, to discuss the allegations and how they're gonna move forward. So, in these circles, like, you know, I got a wealth management account, right, with Merrill Lynch. They only invite men to certain events if they know you're married. He is doing everything to appease all of the businesses he's involved in because he's a billionaire, but in the NFL, there's a lot more rich dudes than him. So we about to watch a massive strategy get launched. The article came out saying he plans to sit down with his wife to discuss this. He's gonna sit down with his children. Look at the Tory Lanez case. His team had him with his son going in and out of court, showing to the public and to the jury and to the judge that he's an active father. All of these things are tactics. Publicists, legal teams, they run through a whole plethora of tactics to get in front of these things. And Tory Lanez is in jail because listen. But people feel like when Tory Lanez's father was on that ranch outside of the courthouse accusing Jay-Z of helping Tory get booked, here we are again. Here we are right now. So people got to pay attention to the grand scheme of things. Got to pay attention to the grand scheme of things. And in the legal, if they lost to a guy before, then they'll go help another guy just so they can feel like they redeem themselves. So it's about to go down. We're going to see some very interesting things start to take place. Everybody keep your eyes up. It's lit right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the NFL is going to stick it out or what they're going to do.
That's the thing, bro. Let one more person come out, they're going to disassociate themselves. But the NFL is a very conservative group. They believe nobody is bigger than the Shield. And you know the Shield is the logo for the NFL. They believe that. I've been around. They gonna protect the brand, bro. He's done with the NFL. They gonna protect the brand. They gonna protect the brand. Point blank period.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content.
Okay.
Panera's new Ciabatta Dippers, a duo built for dipping, here for a limited time.
Shut up.
He's excited. Put my last favor. I need y'all to share this video. Send it to somebody right now. I don't care who you love. Send it to a company of one. This is the book of Revelation. This is the end time. I'll show you the signs. Just last night, a mass shooting happened at a New York City nightclub. Over 11 people was hit. He didn't go down the street to New Orleans. A driver going through a crowd on goddamn Bourbon Street, man. Knocked off 15 people dead, over 15 people DOA dead on the driver, 30 people severely injured. Being up to goddamn 3,000 miles, 300,000 miles cross sea. Over in South Korea, a plane was landed and forgot to goddamn drop the wheels, and the whole plane crashed, unaliving 181 people. Only 2 of them people survived. And no matter 3,500 miles north of Las Vegas. Las Vegas, they had a Tesla truck parked in front of the truck hotel, and the goddamn truck gets exploded. In front of the truck, it sounded like a sign, a metaphor. Listen, the dominant Elon, who happened to be goddamn bestie out of nowhere. Goddamn next, and then people went down the book of Revelation. This goddamn the other day, a Delta plane at the goddamn airport was taking off and then it crashed into a landing private jet, nearly unalive and over 250 people between both aircraft. I don't stop there. A 10-year-old girl was struck by a bullet that fell out the sky on New Year's Eve in Miami. Out of nowhere, unalive of her. 10 years old. And it don't stop there. Some little peasy headed up boy put the man in the goddamn subway area out there in New York.
Little piece of head. I'm done with him.
The man faced an attempted murder charge, right? And then to top it all off, it's some kind of bird flu that's going around right now that's way more deadly than the goddamn Rona, and it's out there lingering in the air everywhere. Killed over 200 birds, infected over 200 birds just the other day. Look at them. It's getting ugly, man. People are losing their mind. The devil is in full control at this point, man. Evil is overpowering good. Senseless assassinations happening everywhere. Incurable diseases being sprayed in the goddamn air by the same organization that's selling the goddamn cure. We are living in the last chapter of the goddamn Bible right now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 47, man. I'm going to tell you why. We are real signs of the end time. All these tragic events seem like they just seem normal. Every day you can wake up looking at CNN, Fox News, and you see all kind of new shit happening, and it just gets worse and worse. Every day it seems like some crazy shit going on in the world. These kids out here knocking off their parents, man. I'm talking about 12-year-old, 9-year-old, knocking off their goddamn parents by the video game, because the parents took the video game away. What the hell is going on? The devil is busy. Satan is on the move. God is love, but it ain't no love out here no more. Because if you could look what's going on, ain't no humanitarians out here. Don't nobody love each other, man. Pay attention. Look how humans are getting dominated by artificial intelligence. Look how sports betting sending people to the poorhouse. They going bankrupt. They don't even love the team no more. They just care about the over and under here. This shit is scary. Yeah, Christmas definitely did not feel like Christmas this year. I know y'all seen that the New Year definitely was a new deal out here. Everybody was broke, drunk, hot, and goddamn depressed. So now they crashing out because they feel hopeless and helpless. It's time to get close to the God, y'all. Pray for an order of protection over you and your family right now, because this is the last day, and it's about to get worse before it gets better. We definitely living in the book of Revelation, man. Satan done took charge. He everywhere at the same goddamn time. He moving at God's speed. And you gonna need a petition for change. And that's what prayer is. You gotta pray to God. You gotta have your goddamn Bible. And you gotta talk to God. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, we need to get these demonic ass fuckers out of here. That's what we need to do. We need to stop running like scared, being scared.
With all this stuff right here, with the
folks running around here scared. That's not gonna land on nothing.
About to be living in the days right now, y'all. Y'all make
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients and meals.
Bitch, I don't give a damn.
If you spend the entire day on your couch today, resting and doing absolutely nothing, then that sounds to me that in this moment that we're in right now, that you are exactly totally. Because there is something new coming for all of you. There is something on the horizon. I'm sure that you can feel it, that there is a new beginning coming. Something new is about to emerge. But we're not quite there yet. But what is important to understand about this new beginning that is around the corner for all of us is that it's going to be based on this very beautiful foundation we never had before. Something that is unshakable and unbreakable. And in this moment right now, as you're finding this video, odds are that you are just as it is for me, making space for all of these new amazing things that's about to come into your life. And the result of that and that process is that we're all feeling a little bit tired right now. We're all feeling like it's a little bit hard perhaps to wake up, a little bit hard to fall asleep. Wake up a little bit too early. It almost feels like there's electricity in your body. Maybe your ears are ringing. something of this nature. And something that I've been doing a little bit myself is to put a little bit of a pressure on myself to work out a little bit because I have a new passion, which is Thai. I have a lot of time with it and I love it. But I put that little bit of extra pressure on top of myself to get or improve or evolve myself faster than perhaps naturally I felt inclined to do in this moment because I just need so much rest right now. And I know that it can be very hard to accept that rest in a lot of cases. I'm so used to be able to do something. Yesterday I was laying in my bed and I just felt so much sadness within me because there are so many things that I've done in my life that I tried so hard to make happen. For example, trying to be a professional party driver, my business, this Muay Thai thing is just a small variation, a small expression of that. Other sports that I was into. There was a lot of things that I did in my life, pure and simple, that didn't happen. That didn't necessarily take off in the way that I thought that they would. And so there was just a lot of sadness within me that, none of these things kind of worked out. But I know that none of these things worked out in the way that I imagined that they would. Because something much more beautiful is about to unfold for me that I cannot, at the moment, clearly see exactly what that is. But I know that I'm not being punished by being slowed down and to spend time in this just resting state that I'm in right now, where I just wake up and I kind of feel almost a little bit dizzy just because I didn't sleep that well, because it's like I'm overcharged within my body and I can barely fall asleep and I start from waking up and I spend my day resting, laying on the couch, and then that's just a space where it can get a little bit confusing and a little bit challenging to still just allow yourself to take on that rest. And we're now standing on top of this very powerful foundation, which is where it's not unconditionally now, and not because of who it is that we are, how productive we are, or what it is that we're doing. Which is why I'm telling you right now that you're just resting. If that is something that comes easy to you, and you feel that, it's the idea of taking it slow and resting, that it gives you peace, and it gives you relief to trust that, not put the pressure on yourself to do anything, be anything, and just allow that to be unfolded, because I can promise you that very soon you're going to be filled with a sensation, a burning sensation inside of you as a result of this process and the work that you are doing in this moment, beneath the scenes of perhaps what you're even aware of. There's a reason why you rest. That's because massive things are moving within you. Whether you are aware of it or not, you're doing massive work in this moment. You're currently aligning yourself with this new beginning that is going to be different than perhaps what you ever imagined, more beautiful than you could ever comprehend. And it's going to happen because you allow yourself today to rest a little bit. That's what you do. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one.
So apparently there's a brand new group out here called the Foundational Black Authority. I've never heard of them. I don't know who they are. I happen to be a Foundational Black American. I think that people have this whole situation together. Here's what I love about the Pan-African diaspora. I love that, my homeboy, his channel I'm on, is a Jamaican, right? I love that I've got friends who are Nigerian. I got friends who are from Ghana. And if you want to start a real good bickerment, tell somebody from Ghana that Nigerian jollof is better. Tell somebody from Nigeria that, Ghanaian jollof is better. And they won't cuss you out. And you know why? Because there are cultural differences. And we should celebrate all of those cultural differences. The problem is there's one cultural distinction that has not been celebrated because everybody can easily assimilate into it. And that's foundational Black Americans. That's it, and that's all. We have contributed to the world in a way that has gone unrecognized and basically pillaged and assaulted for the better part of 400 years. And one of the main people who have assaulted us is Fat Joe himself. Because let's face it, Fat Joe has not had a hit worth talking about. I said hit, and by hit, I mean mainstream. You can argue with your mom, or you can argue with somebody who was in that game for about 3 decades. Fat Joe has not had one hit that did not have a foundational Black American on it. Go ahead, name it. He said, well, he had some joints with Big Pun. None of those were hits. Some of them were cult classics, but none of them were mainstream hits. Always Black people. Lean back, Black people. Everything that he has done has been that. And then he has the unmitigated thought to identify as white on plenty of applications. The receipts have been bold. But the truth of the matter is, Fat Joe is the worst type of culture vulture. He's a culture vulture that acted like because he's from the Bronx and he grew up in that gave him the right. And so what does he do? He gets with other culture vultures like Scott Storch, who has stolen from plenty of Black people, up to including my own cousin Kyle, but that's a conversation for another day. And DJ Khaled, he tried to say the N-word once and then got spanked, and that was the end of that. But Fat Joe's going to sit up here and say, he's N-words out of control, and he's N-words to this, and he's N-words to that. But wasn't Cuban Link, who was in the Terror Squad, wasn't he the guy who said that you said it's up for Black people, it's our time now? That doesn't sound like a melting pot to me, Joey. But you sit up here and you go to Matt Hoffman, you start having these conversations about how we're terrorists and we're this and we're hate, this, that, and the third. So now culture is hate. But when you put a flag up and your Instagram profile, is that hate? When I go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade and enjoy a little Pollo, is that hate? Or is that just cultural pride? Right? And for the record, Puerto Ricans are made up of Black people, Tainos, and Spaniards. So you identify as white on paper, but it's real convenient that you have an issue with people wanting to delineate when those people happen to be that you've been voting off of for 3 decades. So what I would highly recommend you do is educate yourself. Because what you're doing, while calling us men, is being absolutely disrespectful, and then you're talking about, Rick Nasheed, first of all, Rick Nasheed is nobody knows. He's just the guy who writes books and speaks. Are you the leader of Puerto Rican? Or is it John Leguizamo? Oh, you see how ridiculous that sounds? What you're trying to do is try to pitch up your back so that you can go on and ride off into the sunset and continue to exploit Black people while you exploit them. Right? And he's, oh, you know, I love Randy, and oh, I love this one, and no, we ain't got enough. Yeah, you love anybody who gives you any type of credibility, because let's face it, after FloJo, you were a one-hit wonder until Pun came along. And if that Pun signed to a different record label, you'd be like, wait, what's his name? Fat. Yo. And speaking of Joe, it's funny how Joe familiar you were with the Biden administration and the Harris campaign, because you're out here doing conferences that nobody really give a rat's ass about on behalf of them, and you seem to be a little bit good at us wrong. But what are you doing to build up the Black community? Take care about it so much. I demand you put your money where your mouth is. And you did so much, you love Kamala Harris so much, and she was so qualified. How come when she was running the first time, you didn't give a damn in her campaign? Don't worry, I'll look. So when you start coming to the foundation of Black America, from a sense of trying to call us terrorists and coming up with some made-up term called Foundation of Black Authority, which doesn't exist, by the way. You know that if you read a book and actually talk to somebody instead of talking down to someone and then talking disrespectfully to us behind our back, you would understand that we have a right to delineate just like everybody else loves to ask. Illuminati stuff. You still believe that? Something else that I thought was interesting. You said Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides and evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Jay-Z can tell the truth in the Black community and promote the lifestyle of the beast instead. People that be being manipulated, you know what I mean? It's a business. And what can you do as artists, what can we do as media to change that? We get, just be rebellious. Yeah, speak about it. Yeah, say something.
Is that the key to the emergency communication room?
This one is very interesting. Before going to the vision of the jump light stuff on that, let's go to firstly, I want to address the piece. He was one of the rappers who told the most, a lot going on in the industry moments before he passed away. And now, many of the things that he said is very much relevant today. And remember, it's always love, no hate. Remember, love always, no hate. So, start with it, man. The things that he spoke about going on in the industry with these rappers, it's mind blowing, man. And at the time, many people wasn't really taking him serious. They thought he was just a fall off artist looking to resurrect his career. But he was really serious about what he was saying, and he was passionate about it and have so much belief in knowing that what he's saying is true. And listen, man, there's so much going on, man. There's so much thing that I can really speak about, but you gotta understand, not everything can be spoken over here. You gotta know that, man. And who knows know what I'm talking about. You know, because it don't make sense you put things on your show, your platform, your podcast, your videos and have it taken away in just few hours. You know, but you just gotta educate yourself, man. But it's very interesting. I got one more video to play. Probably two. Let's go. Remember to drop a like, my people. Tonight's gonna be a special night. You honor you. Yeah. But just out, we here doing shows. Yeah. And I saw G, I saw you, warming up. Nick J, and I know you had that. I saw you when you did it. It was smooth. I like the way that you chose the right introduction. But now you gotta make a toast to Diddy. And then like this that. When you go off the top of the head. So and then the second person making the toast is casting the hole. Let's do it. Hey,
I smoked something that Puffy gave me, and it was like it was as if I had partied like 3 nights straight. It was the craziest. I was like, I'm about to go to the airport. I need someone to knock me out. I mean, and it totally did the opposite. I was doing crazy dance moves to the weirdest music for 20 minutes straight, like while he was on the phone, and I was just outside the window looking in while he was looking at me like, man. I just wanted someone to go to the airport, just to last me so I can knock out on this flight. He's like, yeah, oh my God. So he goes down, comes back up with his stuff, and the guy shows Puff, and I was like, nah, I'm trying to give him he said the Snoop Doggy Dog is what he said he's trying to give me. So I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. What is that? What's up with that? Where's that? Sounds good, whatever. Right. Yeah, where's that? So long story short, he finally finds it, and he's like, oh, here you go. He's like, now my guy said take 4 hits and stop. Right. And we didn't. I just kept going. Yeah, and so he was like, come back up in 5 minutes. And I mean, when I tell you I came back up in 5 minutes, and
what's the difference between the training y'all go through and maybe the training of a law enforcement?
Law enforcement have to go to the police academy. In the police academy, they train you to be a peace officer. They don't train you to be a warrior. We train to be warriors.
So what we see is because their mind gets to, and they start wearing ears or
Elaborate on
like.
Yeah, so some poor doctor here, this nigga will go and he done killed so many people, you know what I'm saying? So he's cutting off the ears and he's getting the badges and stuff and so yeah, so
I can speak on that. Well, Jesus have business. He business like this. Everybody we put about when you stop that thing. I love to do after that day. I'm like, maybe weird to right. What is that thing?
I did on YouTube, John Dixie.
John Dixie? Yeah. Yes.
You gonna cook up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do all that. Yeah.
I'll cover the game. Also, you gonna keep it up for the phone. So I'm gonna tell my kid, one day you gotta call me and talk to my kid. Bro, John McPhee. MC.
Nah, we gonna do this recurrent. We gonna get to the bag. I don't get there.
Hey, you ever heard the saying, Shrek was understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
I could just look at you.
Right.
And the way you carry stuff, bro, keep going. Well, I fuck with you. I got to back me that was about shit. Let's go forward. So you found it. Is it a short?
Yes.
Play the short.
You shooting demo.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna say this song.
Okay, I think I read up on him. I love this war shit, bro. It's something about after last night.
I'm just like you.
Right.
Check your DM. Oh, no, I watch Dr. Drew.
Hey, that's all I
Check. I texted you.
Let me see.
Check your IG DM.
Yeah, I don't want to see this one.
I'm glad you play that right there. Glad you pay attention.
Yeah, I pay attention.
You ready? You know?
He was my boss. You know, was of course. He's one of those guys, Harrison. He is not a fun human to work for. He's definitely not one that you want as your personal mentor about how to be a good human, but you put your big keeps in class that says break in case of war or violence. And you break that he is one of the greatest war fighters, like Walker and Chivas. Remember, I did that for some points.
I trained with him for 8 weeks.
Oh.
And I talked to guys every time. You can't do that. I'm just sweet as that. So real, and on my door, we don't want those 5 people. Hey, you hear me? What's up, brother? You want to know some real shit, folks, brother? The reason this shit be so real, and like people be fucked, if they just me for like this shit is real, right? Like the city of Chicago right now can say, and the motherfucker in that city, everybody got to do gun school. You know, everybody. The other thing that they do, what comes with me, you will literally have to get a community of people and then come on this camera and say, I remember when we're on the front line. Right. You hear me? So, I remember you chasing the car. I sent y'all that. That's why I think they fucking up. You know, he was a team leader on Delta Force. That's the best of the best. It don't get no higher than that. Yeah, I trained with him for 8 weeks. And I came and taught my homies what he taught me. I paid thousands to do it. I'm going to go do it again January 25th. I want to do it. Just know that we the best. Like, you know, there's real receipts behind them. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely want Rufus coming up on the cruise. Yeah. He said he got to watch me at work. Like, you know, we just not on the internet. We came to the internet so we can stop it. Right, this shit cool. Like, you know, right now, that's what we the best. Yeah, we the best. Shit.
What's the difference between the training y'all go through and the training of a law enforcement?
Law enforcement have to go to the police academy. And the police academy, they train you to be a peace officer. They don't train you to be a warrior. We train to be warriors. So you die not train. We're gonna smoke your dope. Yeah. So you know, like, quick Google search. Anytime you see a house is exploded, that's law enforcement ordering somebody on a terrorist watch list who's exploded their house. You know what I'm saying? In our line of work, we know that if we hear certain things on the news, we know which group of guys probably did. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. And you know, the fact that we hear people be shocked, like, man, y'all on the internet? Because we're trying to do something different now. Yeah. The main motherfucker that should be shocked. I gotta say this. I'm sorry. No, do this. Matter of fact, I ain't sorry about shit. I know you. I probably not. TP. I don't know. Where? You got an X on your back short. I left a ball spot on his head. Yeah, he's a record man. But he got a little lawsuit, got a lot of money. He tried to put some money up to kill him, but they lost every time. So. When life insurance on the move, shit, that ain't about 200.
How do y'all decide which y'all can and can't talk
We have a code of honor that we operate based off of. And, you know, right now, bro, it's just all bets is off. You feel me? You know, we don't have a lot left in the tank, bro, so we going for it right now. So, I just gotta improve, bro. I be trying to improve. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The guys have suffered life-changing injuries and went to prison behind them.
When you see someone like Lil Woody, right? And you look at him and tell that he's like that.
Yeah, I can look in your eyes. Like I don't kill him. I say, "Come on, bro." Yeah, for sure. This thing, you know, we know that. You feel me? We got. I'll send you a video. You know, we got paid before to confront some of the YSL guys. Something happened to a little female. You know what I'm saying? And that's a video. Young girl looking at me smiling. You feel me? We didn't have interactions with them. You feel me? And we knew he was. And him had their conversation. And smooth. And
is the key of this virus, and we're equipped to infect 1/5 of the Earth's waters.
He's turning guppies into jaws. Shh, quiet.
And even a child could guess what will happen next.
We are Veltro, vengeful messengers from the depths of the Inferno.
So this is our man. I knew it was Veltro.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Abandon hope? He's quoting Dante.
Send a team to Valcoinen Mock Airport. Look for something linked to this ship, O'Brien.
Yes, I read you. I'll send Quint and Keith.
What?
You two, get ready to move.
I hate snow. Snow hates you.
Just find out anything you can on Veltro.
I don't see a thing. I thought the Mediterranean was just like a big lake.
Be patient. Finding a ship at sea is like finding a needle in a haystack.
No kidding. But that still doesn't solve our problem. Hey, are you even listening?
We'll find you, Jill. I promise.